Well, hello everyone, Factorio CheatEngine tutorial, and I'll be going over how to drive in FARL. The game is in early access, so there are some bugs I found too, and I'll be showing them off at a later stage. So I have a map here. Oh, basically I have two mods: fully automated rail, FARL, long reach. Let's see, load my scenario, autosave. So just a quick look, I set up a basic factory. I tried to go for a 1-1 layout. So here I have the FARL train. Yeah, well, basically it's this thing. Instead of the diesel locomotive, it's FARL. I have it set up with a cargo wagon, and what I'm doing with this cheat is I'm getting unlimited stuff for the FARL as well as other supplies, of course. And the way you want to do that is open CheatEngine, open the process, and I have a file saved, prepared for this thing. I'll upload it and link it in the description, so don't execute the script yet. So first of all, you want to find this first slot. So I got 50 sitting there. You want to search for byte, and you change it, you right click it, you go 25, and then either you, well, depending on your situation, can modify it again, 12. So I got this slot. Now you want to double click here, copy the address, and well, I mean, I have this slot set up with the hotkeys, right? If I press J, it updates value to 201. If I press K, it updates value to the same value. So it's only working on the first slot. So that's the way you can, you just quickly change this record. Actually, I could do the script for it as well. That's what I guess. Let's see. And then you go to table, show script, and you update the same address, the same slot here. And what this will do is, well, I'll go over the script a bit later, but basically it added, because the inventory in the memory sits like 10 spaces away, so I added all these slots. You see 100 here. If I change it to 99, it's this slot, and the next slot is this one. Actually, I should have more than two, I guess, or more than one of each item. And what the FARL uses is rail signals, chain signals, rails, stops, big electric poles, concrete, small, medium electric poles, lamps, and this is just for fuel. So yeah, I guess that's it. Now see, this script adds the next slot after this one, so anything from here to here is frozen, and you shouldn't left click any of these items. If you want, for example, more rail stops for yourself, you right click them and you place them in your inventory. You right click these, because this will decrease, CheatEngine will increase it back to whatever was frozen, and you have your resource. Because if you pick it up and you try to place something down while the slot is frozen, it will most likely, lock your game. It will exit with an error. So you got to unfreeze it, and then you can manipulate your items, and then you freeze it again. That's that. So let's see. Yeah, well, now I can get into the FARL train, go whatever. For that you need like one of, oh, Sorry about that, I just increased the game volume. So yeah, you need like one of these turns to get off the track, to start a new track if you are already on a rail. Then you need to connect it like this, and then you need to add 3 straight pieces. So 1, 2, 3, and only then can FARL go ahead, because otherwise I've tried it, it will say that it's not in a straight line and whatever. So now if I go to here, I can just start laying, and I can go like to infinity with the FARL. See, it tries to decrease the resources, and CheatEngine places them right back up, and then you can go just, you know, like throw defenses if the aliens start to attack you, like this here. Yeah, let's see if this train can find the station. Nope. What about this station? Nothing. Okay, so let's see. Yeah, that's about it, I guess, for the cheats. They still need to work on paths and finding the station. Wrong way. Yeah, so if I stop here for somewhere behind this pole, it doesn't matter, I guess, which car I'm in, and I try to go to this AB fuel station, which is basically on a straight track and with a curve to here, and this station is here, and it can't find them. So for example, I can go to AB fuel from here, I think. Yeah, it can find it, but if I go to here, it can't find it. But if I go a bit further, like behind, in front of this pole somewhere here, it can find it. So suddenly, yeah, see? Now it can find it, and previously, just a few spaces back, it can't find the station anymore. So let's see. And you can do this thing with any chest. You know, just place down a chest. Find this. Put something here. You know, find the value. Update this slot, and you can, you know, press your hotkey without setting up. You know, additionally, just change the address, and you can spawn resources again. And what I've done with that is for my, let's see, I'll get there. Yeah, I didn't move far, just up this rail. What I did for that is with the research, you know, just get a blue logistics box like this one, and you add in the research, and if you have a chest with, I think, which one is it? Oh yeah, no. One of these chests is a provider chest. Oh yeah, I CheatEngine this thing. I had like 4 resources here. I froze them, and then I, you know, extracted one arm, extracted one resource, the next arm extracted next resource, and so it created such a buffer. And now these robots can, well, my initial plan was to replace this thing before robots into this setup, where from that cheat test the robots bring resources to here, and the research can continue efficiently. You know, one chest for labs, and then you place it down while you're in the range of, well, basically on this green area, and in orange range of this chest. So yeah, so the CheatEngine chests need to be. But for some reason I remember that they didn't grab supplies from red chests. So they always only grab things from or something else. Can't remember exactly. So yeah, that's the second way to do it. And now I'll go over the script a bit. It's real simple script. It's just, you know, it calls the train function, which is described here. It takes the base address, and this should be your train container first slot or whatever, you know. And then I have an increase of 10, because that's how, if you go to here and you press Ctrl B to open memory view, so this one is the first slot in the inventory, and they always, you know, increase by 10. So, you know, you see this address is D, something big, this one is E, this one is F. So they all, the difference between them is step 10, so that's why I use 10. And I go up to 13, and for some mathematical reasons I need to subtract 2 to get to 13, and 13 means like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, I go up to 13, so that's what 13 means. And let's see, well, I get the address list. You can get it in the wiki. Let's see if I have it open in the CheatEngine wiki. Yeah, here I copied the functions from here. See, get address list, whatever. So address list is just this thing. You get it, and just a generic description. So we have a start address, and we will be updating it, so that's why I copy it twice. This is the index in well, this is the external index for address list, because it you know, you may have other entries in your cheat table, so it just you know, well, it's mathematical. Because if I don't want to start with the first record from address list, I want to start with the last record and just add 13 positions to it. So that's how it works out. I get the count and I add my thing. Oh, this is the used to end the for cycle. And I use another internal counter named C to name the train slots. They're different numerically from the value of used next. So I go into a for loop, I end it here, and let's see, I just, you know, create a new record, empty record, then I change, no, I retrieve it from the address list, and then I set the type of the record. I mean, I returned I element, right? So whichever we created in this array, so we retrieve the I element of it, and then I set the type, then I manipulate the address to increase to the next thing. So this is just, you know, train slot 2 is train slot 1 plus 10. That's how it works. And train slot 3 is train slot 1 plus 20. And if you reach 90 somewhere here, the next thing is 90 plus 10. That's because that's how, you know, there is no internal hex manipulator in what's called in Lua, so you need to do it this roundabout way, just with offsets. That's how I get my next address. So we get the next address, we set it, we assign that address, we set a description, and we freeze it. So I guess I should also, well, I could also update it that the value should be more than 2, because when the FARL uses an item, if it decreases from 1 to 0, the item will be gone. But the freeze only freezes this 1 byte of count of items, and that's what I want to go over next. And this is just some logic. If slot is 90, then start from 0 and just, you know, you change your address to mean first slot plus 90, and then next address will be 90 plus 10 through here, through here, yeah. And we also want to increase the counter for, you know, internal counter, because for loop increases I automatically, but we need to increase. And then we call the function, just, you know, you execute it once. I've made it dynamic through here, so if you press it again, it will do just the same thing, you know, twice, so it doesn't crash your thing. And yeah, so whoa, this is a screenshot. And yeah, the items that you spawn through, you know, if I press J, it will give me 201 wood. And then I place some wood for template to use later, so I don't lose it. So now I can use the wood as a fuel. Huh? Oh. Okay. Let's see. Well, I mean, I have duplicate of these rails, so I would need to use less slots than this, I guess. So I just, you know, just select these records and unfreeze some of them, you know, by pressing space is the faster way. Yeah, so all the resources that you spawn aren't registered in the. I guess I could show you somehow if I could. Yeah, so down here you see, well, I hover, it shows the resources that are available to, oh, maybe it's here as well. No. That available to the logistics system, and they this way you need an extractor buffer, you know, because the logistics system detects excess items that are spawned as minus items. So, but if you place something here, you know, and then you move it with the arm, suddenly it becomes available to the. And that's why I have this buffer system as well. You know, I used to have this one chest on the CheatEngine, and these chests are just as well as acting as buffer, they just spawn things into the logistics system. Well, before it's useless because there's no need for that. I didn't have robots at first. You know, this was my first setup. But by the time you get robots, you're like, oh well, whatever. Robots make it a bit more efficient because these first arms can't extract the resources fast enough, so some of the later last labs don't get the resources, you know, the red and the green, because like 2 sets of labs are sitting on the same line, right? So this was full, this was medium empty, this was drained most of the time, and this was, well, they don't use too much of this, so it was almost full all the time. The arms, extractor arms, could keep up. And this setup is just for, you know, to align to put the research on the right side of the on the right lane of the belt. So yeah, the robots are more efficient because when they take an item they can straight away bring it to the thing, and CheatEngine increases it back, and then they take it again, and so all labs are functioning at the same time all most of the time, if that makes sense. through buffer and oh whatever, I'm rambling too much. So yeah, so you can easily just, you know, create 2 chests. Oh no, I've already had a chest. Create an extractor arm, and you know, find this slot if you're out in the middle of nowhere. Well, that's why you use a moving chest, right? So you can use whatever that has an inventory. You could even use this slot, I guess, but only fuel goes into there, so it's not too efficient. And yeah, so if you put your thing here, you know, and add some electricity, of course, correctly. So suddenly these resources are available to, just because an arm moved them, and it updated the internal game values. Oh yeah, actually, there's a bug. Well, apart from the bug that you know, suddenly on this stretch of rail it can find my stations and just move a few spaces back and it can't find the station, this thing. There's also a disappearing red wire, so if you have a setup like this, and you link them, I guess it's the same as for green wire. So if you connect it to chest, to the thing, you create a local network. So now you can give conditions. Actually, it connects you to logistics network as well, I guess. But basically, if you try to remove them now, see, I have 167, and it doesn't refund the wire I used. So that's another bug. I think that's a bug because it's quite expensive to build a wire. It takes a copper wire and green circuit. So 85, let's use another wire. Oh. So link it to the chest. So, oh, right, I didn't, well, basically 85, and if I refund it, I still have 85, it doesn't refund neither the copper wire that I invested into it, neither the green circuit I invested into making a new wire, or just, you know, demolishing, and it doesn't refund the red wire to my inventory as well. So that's a big bug, I think. Not a major one, but still useful to remember. So yeah, now I can drive a FARL. You can CheatEngine your way through if you prefer. Thanks for watching.